You can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down, or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully, wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. And so if you would like to listen in a still position, allow yourself to take all the time that you need to arrive there. As you let yourself fidget, adjust, stretch, or move in whatever ways your body wants to move. As you do your best to not think about the movements or not worry about what anything looks like, but just coming fully into your sense of feeling and just following your instincts of movement, following those yummy sensations that you might feel when you do cat-cow motions with the spine or side body bends, neck rolls, shoulder rolls, just anything at all that feels good in your body. Again, not worrying at all about what the movements look like, but just coming into that sense of feeling and just trusting your own instincts with movement and what your body needs from you right now. And if what your body is calling for at any time is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like what you need. And there's also no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move throughout this practice whenever you feel the need to. But at any time, if you haven't already, you can make your way to that still position if that's how you would like to listen today. And just checking in that your spine is nice and straight in whatever position you've chosen. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. As you now mark your arrival into your practice today and into your body today with a full and intentional cleansing breath, calling in fresh new air into the body as you watch yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you, getting as full as you can as you just hold that for a moment once you are full and really experience this sense of being full of air. And as you need to, slowly let all of it go. As you exhale bit by bit, as you gently pull the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to really push that last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment here to now experience this sense of being empty. As you allow your next breath to come to you as it's needed. And you can continue to breathe in this slow and exaggerated way for as long as it feels good in your body. Not worrying about the actual length of your inhales, exhales, and pauses on either side, but just letting each of the 4 parts of your breath be exaggerated, whatever that means for you right now. So when the body would naturally stop inhaling, seeing if you can expand your belly, expand your rib cage a little bit more, just to take in one more moment's worth of air. And when you would naturally roll over to your exhale, seeing if you can hold off on that for one extra moment to stay in that fullness with a little bit more intention. And then as you need to, as you exhale and let it all go, you can really push that last bit of air out of you to really, truly empty yourself. And then pausing to experience that emptiness at the bottom. Allowing your next breath to come as it's needed. And so you can continue to breathe in this slow and exaggerated way for as long as you'd like, as long as it feels good for you. But at any point, if you haven't already, you may release all guidance over your breath. And let yourself step almost back and up in your mind and into the role of the observer or the witness. Into that perspective or point of view where you're simply watching the fact that your body is breathing rather than having any direct impact over the rhythm or depth of your breath. But reminding yourself how our breath is the one bodily function that can be either voluntary or automatic. And so releasing that voluntary guidance we just had over the breath as you now simply observe the automatic process that is your body breathing you. Just as your body breathes when you're in a deep state of sleep, your body functions perfectly without any of your direction. It functions perfectly enough to keep you alive every single moment of your life up to this point. And so seeing if you can just watch your body as it breathes the same way you would watch any other force of nature. Like when you lay on the beach and you just watch the waves as they roll up along the shoreline. You're not trying to change anything about the size or speed of the waves, but you're simply watching as each one comes and goes. And noticing now any resting expression that is on your face. And any emotions that could be communicated by this resting facial expression. Maybe the brow is tense or the jaw could be clenched and holding. Or the nostrils could be flared, or even the chin or ears could be holding some lingering tension. And just allowing your awareness of these areas of tension be all that you need to instead allow these areas to soften. And starting with the mouth, maybe even opening and closing the mouth a few times before finding that center place where your jaw just hangs into place. Allowing your tongue to release from the roof of the mouth as your lips rest softly on one another. And you can allow that sense of release in your mouth. Naturally, allow your chin to soften even further. The nose and the nostrils. The cheeks and the ears. All those tiny little muscles along your lash line that will scrunch up when you squint, even feeling those soften as you just allow your eyelids to rest on one another. Allowing your eyes to get just a tiny bit wider, simply with this release of tension, this unraveling of the muscles in your face. As you feel your eyebrows soften even deeper, as you feel your whole forehead become wide and deep, as your hairline softens back. And you just let that sense of release naturally trickle down your entire scalp, down the whole skull, as you even feel your brain resting in the skull. Maybe even feeling your eyeballs resting in their sockets. Just allowing yourself to rest in the support that comes included in your own anatomy. Remembering how when you let go, when you fully soften all the muscles in your face, everything is held right where it needs to be, without any of your direction or holding or doing. And so just remembering that it is safe for you to trust your own anatomy. Remembering that when you let go, everything is held right where it needs to be, with the support of your skin and the force of gravity all around you, and the support of the earth beneath you. Even when you're in a deep state of sleep, you do not float away and you are not crushed, but you are held right where you need to be, at all times and in all ways, even when it doesn't feel like it. And so just feeling this sense that all the muscles in your face are ungripping from the bones and releasing back into the support of your skin. As you allow that same sense of safety and release and acceptance to naturally continue to trickle down the whole body, down the back and sides of the neck, as the shoulders become a little bit heavier, feeling the full weight of your arms and hands. As you allow your heart to step slightly forward and rest in a proud position toward the front side of the body. Feeling your heart between your upper arms. And softening your body into this posture as you allow all the muscles across your abdomen to rest and almost hug all of the organs. And with each gentle breath that your body takes, that hug gets a little bit tighter. Allowing your pelvic floor to lengthen and widen as you feel your glutes soften even more into whatever surface is beneath you. Releasing yourself into the surface that is beneath you. As you allow yourself to be held by this surface and by the earth beneath this surface. Maybe even remembering a time when you have hugged someone or even an animal that you love dearly. And that moment in the hug where you exhale into it and allow yourself to be held. You allow yourself to be loved, to be protected and safe. Even if it's just for a moment, seeing if you can awaken that same sense with the earth and gravity, with the surface that is beneath you and with the hug of gravity all around you. Just allowing yourself to exhale in to where you are and allow yourself to be held, to be loved and supported. As you now allow all of the muscles down the legs to feel like they're almost rolling off of the bones. And again, releasing into the support of your skin, into the support of your own anatomy. And feeling, even if only for a moment, a deep sense of trust and safety that comes included in your own body, in your own life. That deep core sense of safety that is at the core of all of us here. And at the same time, acknowledging any layers of fear and doubt that are stacked on top of that core sense of safety. As you remember that this type of practice or any healing practice is not about ignoring all of the things that we dislike about ourselves or all of our fears and doubts. It's not about putting love and light on top of everything or focusing only on positive and ignoring all the negative. But this practice, and any healing practice, is about showing up for yourself and your life exactly as you already are, which will always be a unique combination of things that you call positive and negative. Each and every time you show up for this practice or any healing practice, you will have different findings. Since the only thing that we can all count on in this life is that everything changes, especially ourselves and how we feel. And so noticing if you have any expectations popping up for how you want to be feeling or how you think you should be feeling. Or also noticing if there's any ignoring of how you are feeling. And if there's maybe some intense, heavy feelings present that you've been looking away from just for your own sanity's sake, which is totally fine. We feel things when we are ready to feel them, no sooner or later. But whenever you do feel a wave of emotion coming and you're in a safe place, allow that wave to arise and release in whatever form it needs to be released, whether that be in the form of tears or screaming into a pillow, punching a pillow, or laughter, or anything at all, any emotional expression or creation. Just doing your best to allow those waves of emotions to arise from within us and release outside of us, rather than when they arise, we push them back down and maybe look away or ignore them, where they will only become further embedded within our subconscious and control our actions more insidiously. So just using any chance that you have to feel, to truly feel what you are feeling. Using that time as a healing practice in itself, a very personal one at that. But maybe even scheduling time, if you're very busy, for you to simply sit in silence with yourself and see what happens. These days, sitting in silence basically needs to be intentional, because at any moment of every day, we can be consuming information, listening to music or podcasts, or just taking in information from the world outside of us. And so any time that you set aside for you to listen to the world inside of you will be beneficial for you and your relationship with yourself, and ultimately your relationship with everyone and the world around you. And sometimes when we do get time to sit in silence, our minds can spin us in crazy directions, and we can feel really troubled by all of the voices, all of the noise within our minds. And just know that sometimes it can be a lot simpler and more straightforward for us to physically relax the body rather than telling our minds to stop thinking. And so oftentimes when we are alone and in quiet places, we find ourselves fidgeting or tensing up in our hands or shoulders or wherever tension travels or gathers in your body. And it can be a lot simpler for us to tell our bodies to relax, to physically soften, even if we're speaking it out loud by ourselves, saying hand relax or face relax, just communicating to our muscles that we are safe in this space and we are safe to release and relax. And bringing your attention to the physical things that are here right now. When we find ourselves getting wrapped up in the world of thought, in the world of the mind, we can let those feelings of being wrapped up in the mental, let those circular thoughts themselves act as cues for us to remind ourselves that we can instead bring our attention to the physical, to our physical body that is here right now. Maybe even imagining, with the eyes closed, imagining where you are in the world right now, where you are in space. Listening closely to your surroundings, noticing whatever it is that you see, even if the eyes are closed. Noticing any smells or aromas in the air. Feeling the temperature of the air on your skin. The textures of the surfaces beneath you. Tasting the inside of the mouth. And just allowing yourself to be a human being. Reminding yourself that there is absolutely nothing that you need to be or should be doing right now. It is enough for you to simply be, for you to simply exist. Since we are human beings rather than human doings, you can allow yourself to just be exactly as you already are. Remembering that it is necessary for you to accept who you are and where you are right now in order to make any conscious, intentional change. And so it is possible for you to accept yourself fully and deeply for who you are and where you are right now, while at the same time having goals and aspirations to grow in a different direction. And just know that small daily actions that better support your ultimate health and well-being, that support your passions, your creativity, the things that inspire you, by these small daily activities that spark your soul to wake up and to join the party and to create and to be passionate about your creations. These small daily actions that better support you, your soul, yourself, your health, will get you to where you want to be. And the path is not linear. There will be many ups and downs along the way. And the down moments do not mean that you've done anything wrong. They do not mean you're being punished or that you're on the wrong path. They just mean that you are human, and all humans will have down time, down moments. We'll move through human suffering. But we can make our own seasons of suffering a lot lighter on us by allowing them to be here, by not beating ourselves up or punishing ourselves further for already feeling bad, but releasing that extra heaviest layer of suffering that we all tend to put on ourselves, of expectations. All those voices that tell you how you should be feeling, or how you wish things were, or how things should be. All of that resistance to what is. You do not have to like or agree with the way things are in order to accept them. Acceptance does not mean that you like it or agree with it or want it to be this way. It simply means that you acknowledge it is this way. You acknowledge reality, which can be very ugly, oftentimes, and also very beautiful at the same time. And so you can allow yourself to exist in the complex mixture of ugliness and beauty that you are. And just remembering the magic that you possess within you. The magic of your own perception, of your own lived experience, of your own mind, your own heart, your passions, and the things that fascinate you. You are unique and valuable here, or else you would not be here. And so whenever you have those moments of self-doubt, you can just allow the fact of your existence to be the proof that you are worthy of this existence. And there's absolutely nothing else that you need to do to earn this life or to prove yourself worthy for this life. That your worthiness is included. And so you do not need to do things for any more love from the outside, because you have a direct line of connection to the source that all love comes from, through your own body, through your own heart. And so it would be impossible for you to earn any more love from the outside, since you have access to all of it from within you. So you can instead flip that. Instead of doing things for more love, you can do things from the love that you already have. You are directly connected to the source that all of life and all of love comes from, simply because you are also alive. And energy cannot be created or destroyed. And you are energy at your core. And so you will always be connected to that source that all energy and all life comes from. And there's nothing you can do or say that will strip you of that connection. And you are allowed to take comfort in that connection and to maybe lean on it during seasons that are particularly difficult. Giving yourself permission to lean on your comforts, even more so whenever you need them. And just trust the process. Trusting that you are already on your way to where you want to be. And where you are right now is a place that past versions of yourself have only dreamed of being. And so giving yourself credit for coming as far as you've already come. How much you've already overcome and conquered just to be alive right now. Allowing your history to be proof of your strength, to keep going into the future that can be very scary and unknown. But we can let our hearts and our bodies, our connection with ourselves and our intuition guide us into the unknown bravely. And just trusting our own journey, becoming curious about our own journey, and watching it unfold before us every single day. You can just take the next few moments now to re-soften the body if any tension has crept back in any places. As you just allow each and every word that you've heard today and each and every feeling that you felt today to settle. As if every word and feeling was a little speck of glitter in a snow globe. And your body is that snow globe. And now is the time where we set you down, let the glitter all settle, and let the air clear. As you trust that anything at all that you heard today that resonated with you, or struck a chord with you, rang true in some way. Just trusting that that feeling can sometimes come when we hear on the outside what a part of ourselves already knows to be true on the inside. And so just allowing these truths to be enhanced within you so that you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition. Trusting that you already know all it is that you need to know. And if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can just let your hands come and find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. So you just feel all this contact of your palms and fingers to one another as you lift your heart toward your thumbs and let your thumbs press back toward your heart. As you tune in to this steady background beat to every moment of your existence, the rhythm of your own heartbeat. And allowing yourself to take one final deep and full breath into the body as you fill up the most you have today. And as you exhale, letting go of anything at all that you're ready to let go of as you allow the head to gently bow. Just taking this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. And may this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.